to Pigeon Daily News TV. My name is Tato Skone, and we are still continuing with Dr. Piet van Zyl with the Health Talk. He's sharing with us about all the pigeon challenges and all the diseases that might harm our birds and lower the performances. Stay tuned for all the informative information that he has to offer.
Good day, it's Dr. Piet van Zyl. I'm speaking to Pigeon News, South Africa, Taiwanese. Today I will say something about an eye infection that we've been having problems with in South Africa for the last 4 or 5 years now. And if you look at pigeon eyes and infection in the eyes, we used to call everything one-eye cold. This new disease, or relatively new disease, is not a one-eye cold. It's not caused by chlamydia or better known as ornithosis in pigeons. This is a new problem that we've had for a few years now, and it looks like a swollen eye, but not a wet eye. The sinus the sinuses around the eye of the pigeon are swollen, and that causes the eyelid, the third eyelid, is closing very slowly. It almost looks like in a slow motion closing of the eyes. And if you have a decent look at the eye closely, you'll notice that there's swelling around it. All the sinuses around the eye is swollen. People used to treat it with ointments, and some of it containing cortisone, and the symptoms disappear within a day or two, but it always comes back because the infection is not really in the eye. The infection is in the sinuses and the glands behind and around the eye. And I had a better look into it, and what I found after culturing it in laboratories, most of the infections of pigeon eyes is a chronic infection, and it's caused by Pseudomonas. That's a bacteria that can grow in water. And again, it will go back to basket time. We pick the problem up yearly around about your 3rd to 5th race. Then we start getting it into the loft. And you'll notice a few birds with this eye infection if you look for it. But what you'll notice first is a drop in the performance, and more of the pigeons will get lost. And that bothered us. Why do we lose these pigeons with a relatively minor eye infection? If you understand the bacteria behind it, Pseudomonas, Staphylococcus, and sometimes Mycoplasma, you'll understand that it's a systemic infection. It's not just the eye. The eye is but a symptom of it. And just to treat the eye is not enough. If you take a pigeon eye, and very few pigeon fanciers know it, behind the eye, next to the skull, there's a gland. It's called the Harderian gland or Harderian gland. It was discovered in 1670 already, but nobody took notice of it. And now that we've found out that it plays a major role in these infections, we know this gland is important. It's critical for the immunity of the head and the throat. It also regulates body temperature of the pigeons by the use of lipids to down-regulate the temperature of pigeons. Osmoregulation, or keeping the water balance in the bird, is mostly done by this Harderian gland. And the seasonality, molting, everything, rhythms, daily rhythms, day and night rhythms, the hormonal balance with it is done by this gland. This gland regulates all of that, and as well as growth factor. If this gland is infected, your growth will be stunted. So it's a very important structure that we neglected for decades. Nobody looked why does this infection cause such havoc, and it's only a minor eye infection. How do we treat this eye infection? Like I said, it's no use just putting ointment in and it clears up the outside symptoms, but the glands and the sinuses and everything is still infected. What we do is we do an injectable antibiotic. Why injectable? Because it get higher levels into the eye and the sinuses around the eye. That's the only reason. You can probably treat it for longer times with water or food antibiotic, and we simultaneously put an eye drop of the same antibiotic in the eye just to disinfect all the eyes, because you don't see them until they are well progressed in the disease. If we culture them and we do the sensitivity for antibiotics, you will get scared, because some of this bacteria like the Pseudomonas and the staph are almost totally resistant. So we'll have to rethink the antibiotics we're using for this thing. Again, Pseudomonas and staph form biofilms, and that is where we are picking it up in the baskets in the water drinkers. Clubs and federations will have to have a better look at disinfecting the water drinkers on the lorries or trucks for better pigeon health. And next time you see this eye infection, have a look at your performance and you'll see you'll have much less pigeons returning, and some of the pigeons will just be late. When you are having problems with this eye infection, that's not the one I called, we recommend you treat it in two ways. Firstly, we've got two products that we've tested against the bacteria that causes this. This is newer generation antibiotics, and we inject it because you can't give it through the mouth. It won't be effective because the blood levels will not be high enough. You can use either of these. It's Moloxin, it's a 5-day antibiotic, and Red Cross is about a 4-day. Both of them are causes on their own. If it's an outbreak in your loft, we recommend you also use an antibiotic eye drop that's effective against the organism, and disinfect all your pigeon's eyes. And then very importantly, it's also biofilms. You must remove the biofilms and decently disinfect the whole lot. Thank you.
And there you have it from Dr. Van Zyl. Always keep your pigeons healthy all the time with the Breakaway products. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.